Preparing to attend a TSBDE Informal Settlement Conference. What to do, what to expect, how to prepare. Hello, I am Attorney Boyd Shepard. I am a lawyer in Houston, Texas, and I provide legal services, representation, and counsel for Texas dentists and hygienists. Welcome back, and thank you for watching the LegalDental.com YouTube channel. Please remember to click the subscribe button, and please click the notification bell to receive notifications when new LegalDental.com videos are uploaded. In this video, I'll be discussing preparing to attend a TSBDE Informal Settlement Conference. What to do, what to expect, how to prepare. What to do. If your informal settlement conference is set for 8:30 a.m., then you may want to strongly consider arriving in Austin the night before and spending the night. Otherwise, using Houston as an example, you will need to plan to leave Houston no later than 5 a.m. You may need to leave earlier, or you can start out later, depending on where you are in Texas. If your informal settlement conference is set for the afternoon at 1 p.m., then you need to plan to arrive in Austin no later than noon to allow time for parking and getting to the building where the conferences are held. With morning or afternoon conferences, morning rush hour traffic and regular daytime traffic in Austin are always considerably heavy, so plan accordingly. The address for the Texas State Board of Dental Examiners is 1801 Congress Avenue, Suite 8.6 in Austin, Texas 78701. However, for an informal settlement conference, you will go to a different address. The Barbara Jordan State Office Building, located at 1601 Congress Avenue, Austin, Texas 78711. There are parking garages nearby, so please plan ahead for the time to park and walk to this building to arrive no later than 8 o'clock for the morning session or 12 o'clock noon for the afternoon session. Your notice letter for the informal settlement conference will have this address. The conferences are typically on the second floor, and you will be directed there when you enter the building. What to expect. You will wait in an assigned waiting room for your case to be called. There will be at least 3 to 4 additional cases in your morning or afternoon time window, so there will be other dentists and their attorneys in the same waiting area. When the board is ready to hear your case, you will be asked to come into an assigned conference room where the board is conducting their informal settlement conferences. Once in the conference room with the board, you will notice that the board members, either 2 or 3, are sitting directly across from the tables where you will be sitting with your attorney. The attorneys for the board will be sitting on the left, and there may be other individuals in the room, including investigators and computer technician personnel. Either the general counsel or the assistant general counsel for the board will introduce everyone. Typically, when there is an attorney with the respondent dentist, the board attorney will ask whether or not we will waive the reading of the allegations, to which I always say, yes, as we are prepared, and there is no need to take the time to read all of the allegations out loud. At that point, the board attorneys will ask me, as the counsel for my client, whether or not I want to make any sort of opening statement. This is very case specific, but typically at a minimum, I advise the board that we have mailed them the rebuttal letter that lays out all of my client's responses to the allegations, and that my client appreciates the opportunity to now answer questions related to those responses or any other matters that the board would like to discuss. A lengthier opening statement, again, is very case specific. It is not something I do every time, nor is it necessary. At that point, the board members will individually begin asking questions, usually related to something that they are curious about that they see in the records. They will have a copy of the dental records in question in front of them on laptop computers. I recommend, if you have access to it, bringing the original dental record with you for reference. If you do not have access to it, because you no longer work in that particular dental office from which this patient filed a complaint, then it is okay to either have the records provided by the board on your own laptop or have a printed copy. By now, you will have reviewed the records so much that anything they ask you will quickly come to mind, and if there is something that you don't have access to, the board will happily allow you to look at what they are seeing on their computer. It is nothing to be anxious about, but rather just for you to be aware of. Once the questioning begins, it will feel very much like a doctor-to-doctor conversation regarding patient care, treatment planning, and philosophy of treatment. Sometimes it will just be one of the board members asking questions, and sometimes it may be each of either 2 or 3. There is no way to know which board members will be present, as the board attorneys will not disclose this information ahead of time. Once the board members have finished with all of their questions, which again is very case specific, they will then ask you to step out of the room so that they can deliberate and determine what the outcome will be, which can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Once they are ready again, they will call you back into the room and advise you through the general counsel or assistant general counsel of what they've decided with respect to any disciplinary action or a dismissal of the case. Also, this is not the time to negotiate for a better outcome, but rather, once they tell you the outcome, it is best to say, "Thank you, have a great day," and then excuse yourself from the room. If there is the recommendation of a disciplinary action, either a remedial plan or a warning, reprimand, probation, or suspension, all of this will not become official until they send it to you in writing in a proposed board order or a proposed remedial plan. If the case is dismissed, the board will send a letter confirming the dismissal. If there is a disciplinary action recommended, then after you receive the proposed action in writing, you will have 30 days to decide if you agree, and then sign it and return it back to the board. There are some cases where there may be a consideration of going to the State Office of Administrative Hearings, which I will not address here because it is rare and only for certain cases. Once the board receives the signed proposed board order, then it is presented to the full board at the next full board meeting for ratification and signatures. This is when the timeline for any disciplinary actions and requirements begin. I have a separate video that covers what to do for compliance. How to prepare for an informal settlement conference. 2 things. 1. Read and review your rebuttal that has already been sent. 2. Read and review the relevant parts of the patient chart. That's it. I hope that you found this video to be helpful and educational. Please see the link in the description section below this video to access the forms available from legaldental.com. And please be sure to check out the additional videos available here on the legaldental.com YouTube channel. Please remember to click the subscribe button just below and also hit the notification bell to receive notification when new legaldental.com videos are uploaded. See you then. Thank you again for watching.